Hello everyone. So in today's video we are going to discuss how to use our subqueries in order to search data from tables. So what we have here is our question set number 23 which is based on the question set number 17 in one of our previous videos. So the first question which we have here, what is the lowest mark obtained for Sinhala subjects in the first term? Alright, so let's answer our first question in Hades SQL. So what we need to find in our first question here is that we need to find the minimum value of the marks which we got in our first term. So basically first term Sinhala, we need to find the minimum mark which was taken in that test. So student exam mark record dot mark is what we take. Alright, from the student exam mark record table, student exam mark record. Alright, so here where the student exam mark record dot exam term underscore term ID in, so we write a subquery here. So we're selecting this from our exam term dot term ID from our exam table. Alright, so we're taking this from our exam term table, and here we are going to search where the exam term underscore term dot term name is equal to first term. So we are taking our first term here, and then we are going to open up a subquery, and we are going to take student exam mark record dot so student exam mark record dot and we're taking the subject ID here. So we are taking the subject ID from the student exam mark record, and then we are opening another subquery here. So here we are going to select the subject underscore subject dot subject underscore subject ID from the subject table. So basically here what we are going to do is add our condition again. So from subject table we are going to take our subject name, and the name should be like Sinhala. So we are using a wildcard here, so whatever Sinhala and whatever is after that will be used for this part. So basically this is it for this question. I think, see, when we execute this now, there should be nothing wrong. So subject dot subject ID. So yeah, alright, so I missed a J here. So I executed this, and we have the highest mark for our Sinhala subject. So basically this is it for our first question. Let's move on to our next question. Second question, find all the details of the student who got the lowest marks in the first term Sinhala subject. Alright, so let's write the query for this. So for our second question, what we need to find is basically the details of the student who got this low mark, or whatever the lowest mark which we had in our first question. So we need to find the details of the student who got that value. So basically what I'm going to write here is basically another, I'm going to include this lower part here in a subquery, and for now I'm going to search the student index number. So basically the details of the student who got this lowest mark, the student dot first name, the student last name, and what is the class name from the table student exam mark record. So here we will have to use a part where we are going to inner join. So we are going to take student on student exam mark record. So since we are taking the student, it's obviously going to be the student index number, student underscore index number is equal to student dot index underscore number. Alright, so likewise we are going to join in another 3 more tables: class on, class student dot class underscore class id. Class id is equal to class dot class id. Alright, so then we're going to inner join exam term on student exam mark record dot exam term underscore term id is equal to exam term dot term id, and then we are going to join in our subject table, subject on the student exam mark record table. We are joining it to the column subject underscore subject id. Alright, so we are going to join it to that, and then we are going to equal it to the column subject dot, so from the subject table the subject id column, and here comes a condition. So we are going to search the exam term name. So exam term dot term name is equal to first term. Alright, and the subject we already know. The subject is going to be subject dot subject name like Sinhala, and we use the wildcard here. So alright, and we search from the student exam mark record table. So and we are searching the mark here, exam mark record dot mark in, and then we open one bracket here and we close with this with another bracket. Alright, so then we search this and we have our answer here. So basically this is the student and the details of the student who got the lowest mark in Sinhala for the first term. So let's move on to our next question. Our third question: what is the lowest mark obtained in the second term science subject? Alright, so let's write our answer for this. So for our third question, what we need to find is the lowest mark for our second term science subject. So we need to find the minimum from student exam mark records tables mark column. Alright, so we're taking this from the student exam mark record. Okay, so then our condition where the student exam mark record dot exam term underscore term id in. So here we're going to include a column, the term id column from our exam term table, term id from exam term. Alright, so the condition here where the exam term is equal to exam term tables term name is equal to second term. Alright, so we're taking second term from here. So next so here and another subquery is what we're going to open here after this. Student exam mark record dot subject underscore subject id in, and here we open a new subquery. So here we are going to specifically search for the subject id from the subject table, where the subject name subject dot subject name is equal to science, the value science. So then we're going to close this subquery. Alright, and execute this query, and we are going to get the lowest mark, and this is the lowest mark which you get for science. So I can name this as lowest science mark, term 2, and execute it again, and we have this as showing up as the column. So yeah, that is it for this question. Let's move on to our next question. And moving on to our fourth question, what is the minimum mark obtained for the subject of mathematics in the term examination held on the 10th of July 2020? Alright, so let's answer this. So in this question as well, we need to find the minimum mark for mathematics for the exam which was held on the 10th of July 2020. So I'm going to paste this here, and what we're going to change is the exam date. So we're going to change this exam, this column to exam date, and we are going to mention our date here, which is 2020 7/10. Alright, and the subject name doesn't the column which we need doesn't change, but the subject name, the value changes because we need mathematics. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to click on lowest mathematics marks, term 2, mathematics marks, and I'm going to click execute this. So let's see what we get. So once we execute this, we'll see the value which we get. So we get lowest mathematics marks for term 2. So basically this is the answer for our fourth question. Let's move on to our final question. Moving on to our fifth and final question, find all the details of the student who obtained the minimum mark for the subject of mathematics in the term examination held on the 10th of July 2020. So let's answer our final question. So we are back to the part where we use this query for our second question. So here in our fifth question, what we need to find is this details about the student who got the lowest marks in the mathematics exam for term 2. So basically we have a query from our second question. So here the condition needs to change to exam term dot term date, exam date, and then we write this as 2020 7/10. Alright, so the subject name is also given, so we take the subject name is equal to mathematics. Alright, so we take that, and then we have an end here. Alright, so we can take this to our next line, and here the student exam mark record here is taken. We can remove this bit as we don't need this bit. Okay, so then we can paste this control. So basically what I'm going to paste now is what we used for our previous question number 4, the same query. So I'm going to paste this here. So we're here we're going to select the minimum mark. We don't need to have a name for this table, so because we are searching the details of the student. So here we have check in a exam date. Alright, and then the subject ID, which is also okay. So I need to, since this is inside 3 subqueries, to search this. So there's an error. I think we have to remove one here and search. So we have the answer. So this is the name of the student who got the lowest mark in the second term mathematics exam. So that is it for this video. I hope this video helped you how to use subqueries to search specific data. Thank you for watching.